Hello, welcome to Supreme Family Garden. My name is Kiara and today we're making a pumpkin roll. So we have the oven preheated to 350 and in front of us we just have the ingredients that are being put in. So we have 3 eggs. And you're going to add in 1 cup of sugar. And then you're going to whisk this together until it's combined. It should be pretty fluffy after you whisk it. Now you're going to add in a pinch of salt. About this much. And the rest will go in. You're going to whisk again until it's all combined. Now you're going to add in your cinnamon. We have 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and about 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Once you add the cinnamon and nutmeg, your mixture will turn kind of brown. I like to whisk this by hand because this batter is a really loose batter. It's not overly thick. And when you bake it, it's going to be quite thin. Now I'm going to add, it is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Whisk that all together. You may see some clumps from the baking powder, but once you whisk it, it will all go in. Okay, that's about good. Now we are going to add 2/3 of pumpkin puree. So right here we have the Libby's pumpkin puree. It's already opened. So now we're going to take our measuring cup, it's 1/3, and we're going to put 2/3 in our batter. You always want to level it off to make sure that your measurements are accurate. And you're going to scoop and add it in. That's 1/3. And this makes 2/3. Once again, we're going to go back to whisking. So now your mixture goes from being brown to orange because you did add pumpkin. You're just going to whisk that until it's all combined. It will be really watery, but don't worry, it's going to thicken up once we add our flour. Okay, now we're going to add our flour. We have about 3/4 cup right here. So we're going to add that in and whisk it. And now we're going to add about 1/4 of a teaspoon into our batter. You can just eyeball it. Some people like more, some people like less. And we're going to whisk this some more. The vanilla that we used is imitation vanilla. It could be vanilla extract. They're about the same thing. And you're just whisking again until it's all combined. Now we're going to get ready to pour it into our sheet pan. We have parchment paper lining our sheet pan because you don't want it to stick, because you want to be able to lift the cake out so that way we can roll it. I'm going to clear up some space. Okay. So now we're going to switch utensils from a whisk, and we're going to start using our rubber spatula. The rubber spatula allows you to really get into the corners of the bowl to scoop out all of your batter. You ran out of space? So when you're baking a pumpkin roll, you want your batter to be thin, and when you go to add it to your cookie sheet, you want it to be very thin and flat and even. Reason being, once it bakes, it's not going to rise too much, and once it comes out and cools, we're going to put frosting on it and we're going to roll it up. So you want it to be pretty evenly layered. And another thing, with it being so thin, it also bakes really fast. Doesn't take more than 10 minutes to bake, which is very convenient if you're in a rush. You want to make sure you get it to every corner, because this batter will not melt out when it's heated. It's just going to stay in its regular shape. Sometimes you may need to push down the corners of the paper just to make sure you're able to get your batter in that corner. It can be difficult, but you just have to be patient with it sometimes. You want to make sure you have no holes in it, because you don't want to have a cake with holes. It would be hard to roll. Now, a pumpkin roll is something that I love to make every year. It's one of my favorite Thanksgiving dishes, or just even for just the fall time. Okay, I would say this is about even. These little lumps will kind of settle down once you put it in the oven. Okay, so now we're going to carry this to our oven. Our oven is set at 350. Depending on your oven, you may want to go higher or lower, depending on how well your oven works. Our oven works a little higher than normal, so we like to do it about 15 degrees lower.